Today we're going to be reacting to memes, marketing, testing, all things business. Here we go.
5 ways to trigger a marketer. Why aren't we doing this? Insert random junk from a competitor. What are we doing for Earth Day? The morning of Earth Day. How many leads do we get an hour after the campaign has been deployed? Can we make the logo bigger after viewing it on a Nokia 3310? It's your choice, but can you run it past XYZ first? And Z is the office dog. It's true. I've been asked almost all of these things, and it's funny because it's sad. Marketers when they run a successful A/B test. You know, I'm something of a scientist myself. Yeah, what else is there to say? Test ran for 2 days. We didn't run a test. Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture. It's true. Running a test for 2 days is nothing. Get StatSig, let it run. Methinks, let's change button color to red. This is funny because it's sad, because A/B testing, everybody thinks it's just like, let's just change the button colors. It's like the classic example of an A/B test, and that is not a good A/B test because button colors rarely have an effect on anything. That said, one of the most successful A/B tests of all time was changing the color of blue on, it ended up getting tons more clicks. So I'll caveat it with saying occasionally button colors can change the results of the test. Burger King always on top. This is great. I just think this is genius. Like, you knew there was a McDonald's there, and you knew that there was a billboard there, and you put your Burger King billboard on top of the McDonald's. I think that's just genius. I don't know if it would work though, because if you're already going to McDonald's, I doubt you're gonna like see the Burger King ad and then like go find a Burger King. If Burger King's like across the street or down the block, maybe, but this doesn't necessarily, like, there's no real actionable thing except to just like establish dominance, which, you know, I respect that. So, you know. When you accidentally break a formula in Excel. Well, I've done this more than a few times, and it's never very fun. I hate that. You have to like backtrack your way into figuring out what this formula was supposed to be doing, what this whole sheet was supposed to be doing, and calculating was giant pain. I don't always test my code, but when I do it in production. That's to my engineers out there, you know. I've done it, we've all done it. I don't recommend it. It is what it is. It's not easy to be a designer. This goes out to my buddy Josh. I have said a few of these things to him. It's hardly a 5-minute task. Can you Photoshop my InstaDP? Bro, it's urgent. I need it by 5. Can I get more variations? It's not center aligned. I will give you more projects if you did this in cheaper price. This shout out to Josh. The life of a designer is not an easy life. Programmers, when they finally get a different error message, this is because it means you're doing something, you're onto something. You know, you're starting to solve the problem. Hopefully you're not going backwards to finding it. Either way, you're going to understand your code better. So it's a good thing. It's great. This website doesn't use cookies. Got it. Don't show again. Click. Refresh the page. This website doesn't use cookies. Got it. Don't show again. This is funny because if you don't use cookies, then your browser will always show that pop-up because it's not placing a cookie in your browser to tell it to not show it anymore. So it's true. They don't use cookies, and so you can consistently see, okay, don't show again. Like they can't not show it again if they're not using cookies. So switch to GA4 or Draw 25. I freaking hate GA4. Sorry, Google, I'm sorry. It's just not good. There are pieces of it that are starting to grow on me, but generally I just hate it. I would rather also Draw 25. I hate GA4. I have moved all of my other websites onto different platforms. I still have GA4 and I collect data on it because it's like a decent data aggregate source, but it is not very user-friendly. It's not great. Me applying for jobs and trying to avoid marketing agencies. I mean, I feel the same way. So you can work at a marketing agency, that's great, no disrespect, but I'm not a huge fan. So I'm a little bit like Goku here, not interested. Got a CV today, and the guy literally listed one of his skills as Googling. We're interviewing him. I mean, that's a good candidate, right? For like all the reasons, because that's somebody who will go and solve problems for you. I love it, love that. That's a great skill. I'm gonna put that on my resume. When you get a request to A/B test a 100-person email send, there's just no winning. Like, what could you possibly do? Like, you're gonna split it 50-50? It's just not statistically significant data. You can do that, but it's not gonna give you enough information to do anything with it. Like, that's great, you did that, but you're just guessing, basically. SEO game too strong, Thai food near me. I've seen this one going around. This is like cute and clever, but it's probably not helping your SEO. Like, Google's smarter than this. Like, I've seen like a dentist near me one. It's like, it's cute and it's clever. It's like, oh, this dentist gets his SEO. That's funny, but it's probably not given him much of a benefit. In my day, we did client reporting with manual spreadsheets. Sure, Grandpa, let's get you back. Sure, Grandpa, let's get you back to bed. That's funny. I don't know what else to say about that. That's just funny. Marketing plan, marketing budget, expected ROI. Dude, don't get me started. So many, like, I've worked at tech companies where it's like this, and for clients where it's like this, where they're like, we have all these crazy ambitions and all these plans and stuff. And it's like, great, that's awesome. What's the timeline? What's the budget? It's like, it's tomorrow and $500. You're like, what am I gonna do? Like, that's impossible. Not gonna happen, not a chance. Then the client said, I wanna be ranked #1 by tomorrow. That's, yeah. If anybody can promise you that you're gonna rank #1 by tomorrow, do not hire them. That's not true. It will not happen. Please do not hire them. It's not how Google works. It's not how anything works, right? Like it's not gonna happen. Or they might be able to do it, but for like a nonsense keyword that gets no traffic. So like it's just don't do it. So SEOs love jokes like this. Nice. This creative may not be on brand for our bank, but it drove the highest response rate in our A/B testing. I mean, that's one of the things that we talk about a lot in testing is we say like, we don't want to necessarily be measured by conversions or by leads or any kind of metric like that. We want to be measured by learnings because testing you don't want to over optimize an experience so that like, yeah, you're generating more leads, but you're creating a really sucky experience. In this, a picture of a leg, of course, somebody is gonna follow that sex appeal, but like it's not gonna help their bank. It's not providing a good experience. It's not representative of the brand. It's just not a good idea. So when we're doing A/B testing and experimentation, we want to make sure that we're focusing on the learnings we're gathering as opposed to the leads that we're getting. Hi, blank. The website looks great, but just one thing. Since my store is about cosmetics, could you please add the image of a mirror for the background? That way, when customers go to the website, they will be able to see themselves, and this might help them make a better choice. It would be more interesting. Thank you. Sometimes I wonder how people think technology works, because this is not it. It's just not it. What customer wants versus what customer is willing to pay. Testify. So true. We'd like a perfectly incredible, beautiful brand, but we have no budget and no time. All right, well, here's what you get. This onion won't make me cry. Building a great product isn't enough to make your startup successful. Shout out to the marketers. You need good marketing. You need your good sales. Products are great. You gotta have the support. I like that. CEO, double sales this year. Marketing. So you'll increase our budget, right? It's funny because it's true. We've all been there and it's not good and I don't like it, but it happens a lot. So shout out to your marketers who need to double their sales with a declining budget. You got it. And if you don't, hire me and I'll test some stuff for you. We'll figure it out. Normal distribution, paranormal distribution. I love it. I would love to do this in a report someday for a company. I think that would be absolutely hilarious. And I don't think people would know the difference. Really, truly, I don't. So to replace programmers with robots, clients will have to accurately describe what they want. We're safe. I mean, yeah, correct. Nothing else to say to that. Correct. When people ask how I learned marketing, I just kept Googling stuff and it keeps working. I mean, I don't want to say that's exactly how I learned marketing, but it is close to how I learned marketing. I took some courses, I took some classes, but a lot of it is just, we call it Google foo. You just get really good at Googling stuff. And hopefully it works. And if it does, you just keep doing it. That's just marketing. In fairness to that, very few people are teaching good digital marketing. Very few people are teaching you how to be a digital marketer. Colleges are teaching you techniques that are old. And you might be able to get some good stuff off the internet. So that's probably your best bet, but a lot of it just comes from trial and error. Do something, research a thing, learn about how it works, and then just try it and see if it works. If it does, great. If it doesn't, try something else. But it all changes so fast that you just gotta be testing. You gotta be changing. You gotta be just aggressively learning. That's one of the fun things about the digital marketing field is that you really can't just go to a book to learn digital marketing because the landscape changes so often. You have to be in it every single day and just trying things and testing things to see what works and what doesn't. And that's kind of what's fun about it is you're constantly learning. It's a career where you have to be learning all day, every day. And if you don't, in just a few years, you get surpassed by somebody else who is aggressively learning. I have also been this person. 1 second after starting an A/B test, channel managers, you are ruining my CPL, me. CPL, cost per lead. I have been on both sides of this and I'm sorry to my channel managers, but the learnings are worth it most of the time. So sorry. Our target market is men and women ages 18 to 75. Marketing agency. What? That's a few times I've had people tell me things like this and we laugh because this is not a good way to do marketing. You can't target everybody because you're just going to spend all your money targeting every single person. Everybody's different, right? And so the advice that we give that I give as a consultant and that marketers in general give is niche down. Pick a specific group of people, identify them really well. There's this blog that I follow called Irrational Labs that says you should get uncomfortable with how specific you're being in your targeting. And that's when you have a really great audience. That's where you can start advertising because you can make your offers more specific to a very, very specific group of people. It's just more effective in that way. New free user, sales email 10 minutes later. Are you ready to buy our enterprise plan? What's your budget? Dude, sales bros. Just because I'm using your thing, I don't necessarily want to buy it. I'm just trying. Don't send me an email 10 minutes later. I just don't do that. Please stop doing that. Please stop doing that. please stop. Marketing agencies waiting on client payments. It's been 84 years. Yeah. It's not something I've had to deal with personally, but I know it happens. So shout out to those agencies out there. When SEO writing tools say you need to increase your word count to rank. The woman in the house across the street from the girl in the window. I've never done that. I would never do that. I would never increase it just because. Also, it just doesn't do anything. Like, everybody can tell, your users can tell, and Google can tell, and you're not. Just say what you need to say and say it well. Don't add a bunch of extra fluff in there. You're better off just being concise.
All right. Thanks for watching. Hope you had a good time, maybe a good laugh. If you like this, subscribe and follow for more.